Hello, and welcome to this special edition of Westrail News, brought to you at the start line of the annual Whitewater Classic, the Avon Descent. Westrail is one of the event's major sponsors, which includes providing an important emergency rescue service for competitors. But more on safety later in the program. First, an achievement which all Westrail people can be justifiably proud of. The financial year finished on June 30th, and preliminary results indicate that our commercial result will be a deficit of just $15 million, which is an improvement for the fourth year in a row. This reflects a marked improvement on the previous year's deficit of $19.6 million, which shows what a great effort it has been to make the bottom line better. The Descent is the biggest single annual sporting event in Western Australia, and it's easy to see why such an importance is placed on safety. And safety first is what our next story is all about. The Commissioner's Award and the Chief Civil Engineer's Award for Safety in the Workplace have been won by a region with a clean slate for the year. Here's Peter Holland with the details.
It seemed like an unassailable record. Having won the Commissioner's Award for Safety in the previous 2 years, the Civil Engineers Branch Eastern District scored the hat-trick when they bowled over all opposition for the third consecutive year. The Eastern Districts capped off an excellent year by also claiming the Chief Civil Engineers Award. This is the second time they've taken out this prize. Both awards for safety in the workplace were bestowed on a totally accident-free Eastern Districts, a perfect score of 0.
Each one of us has the ability and the responsibility to work safely, to detect potentially hazardous, dangerous events. That alertness is what we ask from all our employees in Westrail, and I'm sure all the employees of Westrail ask that from their fellow employees. Congratulations.
Well, I've been in the service 30 years and accident-free. We're all safety conscious, safety equipment, and of course we've got the right machinery. I think we'll be battling to equal it, and I think any other division will be, they'll have the same problem, but we'll give it a shot.
A tremendous effort, fellows. Well done. And with me today, here at the start of the Avon Descent, I'm pleased to have Westrail's new Commissioner, Dr. Jim Gill, and Don Manning, Midland Workshop's Safety Officer. Welcome, gentlemen. Commissioner, certainly a marvellous achievement, and for Westrail, a tremendous year generally in industrial safety.
Yes, Russell. Well, Westrail, we're very keen to be a safe employer and a good employer, and we've got some excellent results this year. We've got 2 groups, one in civil and one in communications and signals, that have actually chalked up 100,000 hours without an accident, and that's a great achievement. Safety is something we try to promote on a team basis, and if you look at Westrail as a one big team, we've actually achieved a 25% improvement in our accident frequency rate this year.
Don, as well as being safety officer at the workshops, you're also a member of the Westrail Emergency Rescue Service. The unit is up here providing rescue service for the Avon Descent competitors. These 2 roles obviously complement each other.
Yes, they're both very similar in as much as their main objective is to help people.
Well, how else can you improve safety awareness? What initiatives can you implement?
By having safety training awareness films and sessions, and each year we set a main objective. This year we set an objective for firefighting training, and this was done in 2 segments. The first one was a training film putting out fire that comprehensively explained the operations of fire extinguishers and the uses, and then we supplemented this with a firefighting practical training session that was conducted by our own workshops firefighting team, and it was for all people in the workshops. That's the work section and our salaried section.
Commissioner, it's apparent that your employees are extremely supportive of the safety aspects which are vital to Westrail's aims. On a broader outlook though, how do Westrail's overall aims affect the staff?
I think the prospects are very good, Russell. If you look at our financial result for the year we've just finished, we've shown a marked improvement from a deficit of 19.6 million to around about 15 million. But that's only part of the story. If you look at the freight rates, they've actually come down for grain over the last 5 years by 1/3. Now that's a massive achievement and something Westrail people can be rightly proud of. Also, the market prospects look very good. This year's harvest looks to be a good one, so I think the prospects are good.
Thanks, gentlemen. Our next story turns to something completely different, but equally important. It can be a difficult task at any site where people come together en masse to provide adequate and wholesome food supplies. Eating takes a high priority with the community up here at the Descent, but the efficient supply of food takes on a whole new meaning when one is in transit. To see what Westrail have accomplished in the specialist field, here's this edition's cover story.
The Prospector stands quietly at the Perth terminal as passengers board for their journeys to Kalgoorlie and all stations in between. The Prospector is now more popular than ever. Its smooth and speedy journeys are renowned Australia-wide. But though it's fast, those aboard are still required to spend up to 7.5 hours in transit. So small things like legroom, hostess service and mealtimes take on a major significance. Hostesses serve a meal on every run, and variety and freshness is the top priority. With this in mind, the Prospector has recently converted its food preparation facilities to the European-made regiothermic system, a system that delivers tastier food quicker.
It's a better meal. There is also the choice of menu, and we do prefer serving it, although it's a heavier workload. The passengers are pleased with it. We're back to stainless steel cutlery and decent casserole dishes. The presentation's better, there's more of a choice of vegetables. It's better to serve.
Would you like to purchase a drink with you, ma'am?
The new regiothermic system only takes 20 minutes, that's 5 minutes preheat and 15 minutes cook, whereas with the old system that was 1.5 to 2 hours.
I think they enjoy it a lot better. It's a much better meal.
The regiothermic system is a cook-chill system and means that passengers now receive a wider variety of hot meals with less preparation time. Who says fast food isn't better for you? And that all goes to make the trip a more enjoyable and seemingly quicker one.
A story done in the best of taste. And while we're talking about the Prospector and things Kalgoorlie, our next story for the day takes a look at the West Kalgoorlie yard, the gateway from the east.
Mention Kalgoorlie and most of us immediately think of gold. And whilst West Kalgoorlie Yard may not be the site of a new gold strike, it can lay claim to running at a feverish pace. West Kalgoorlie is WA's gateway for interstate freight, and the volume of traffic has increased phenomenally in the last 5 years. More pressure will be applied to the yard's huge workload in early October, with the commencement of a sodium cyanide contract in excess of 30,000 tonnes per annum. Plans to upgrade the yard are now underway.
We're looking at the yard itself. The maximum holding capacity of any of the yard roads is 1622 metres. We have trains coming in from the eastern states that are up to 1800 metres long, which means that the yard is too small now, and with AN looking at going to, within probably 5 years, going to 2.5 kilometre trains, a further extension will be required. And on top of that, we've also got a fair bit of regional development that has gone on. The growth in traffic has been huge.
Never before has the area seen so much freight traffic. Statistics show a 20% increase in oil tankers and a 48% increase in bulk cement alone. The West Kalgoorlie Yard, a booming freight operation that's proving to be a gold mine for Westrail.
Another busy section of Westrail. Each edition of Westrail News, we ask for your comments and ideas for inclusion in subsequent programs. If you'd like to drop us a line, simply write to the address now on your screen. And starting from today, we'll also be accepting videotape segments. If you're an amateur videoer and you'd like to send us in a tape of anything that is newsy, offbeat or humorous in your area, we'll do our best to show it in a forthcoming Westrail News. All videotapes will be returned unharmed as quickly as possible. So get out your video cameras and let's see Westrail in action in your area. Our final story is a viewer's contribution from David Leith in Perth. Here's David's view of the event that has brought us all here today. I'll see you next time.
Where are you and what are you doing here today?
Well, we're at extracts, making sure that the people are safe. The water's dropped down this year, and they've also put extra tonnage of rocks into the weir, so no one's really can predict where they can shoot the rapids. So as a consequence, they're cranking their boats more, and we're just making sure that they don't get caught in the water or in the foam in the corner here.